So in this video, I'm going to break down Job chapter 34. In metaphysical form. And it says in Job chapter 34, Then Elihu answered and said, Hear my discourse, you that are wise, you that have knowledge, listen to me. For the ears taste words, as the palate tastes food. Let us choose what is right. Let us determine among ourselves what is good. And so I break it down in metaphysical form. And Job 34 is a discourse by Elihu who rebukes Job for his complaints against God. From a metaphysical perspective, this chapter explores divine justice, the nature of suffering, and how human perception of righteousness is often limited. Below is a breakdown with a deeper spiritual interpretation. Metaphysical breakdown of Job 34, verse 1-4, calls for discernment. So I already read that part from the Bible, so I'm going to break it down from metaphysical. It says, metaphysical meaning, wisdom is not just about knowledge, but about discernment, testing the spiritual favor of words like the mouth tastes food. Elihu invites us to evaluate divine truth beyond surface level understanding. The application for this is spiritual awakening requires testing and discerning teachings rather than accepting them blindly. In verse 5-9 says, For Job said, I am innocent, but God has taken away what is my right. I declare the judgment on me to be a lie. My arrow wound is incurable, sinless, though I am. What man is like Job? He drinks in blasphemies like water, keeps company with evildoers, and goes along with the wicked. When he says there is no profit in pleasing God, therefore you that have understanding, hear me. Far be it from God to do wickedness, far from the Almighty to do wrong. And then I'm going to break it down metaphysical. It says, For Job has said, I am righteous, and God has taken away my judgment. Job 34:5. Metaphysical meaning. The metaphysical meaning, Job represents the suffering soul that feels it has done everything right, yet still experiences hardships. The human mind often judges God's justice from a limited perspective. The lesson is sometimes suffering isn't punishment. It is a spiritual refinement process beyond our understanding. 10-15. God's justice is unquestionable. Chapter 10-15 says, Therefore you that have understanding, hear me. Far be it from God to do wickedness, far from the Almighty to do wrong. Rather he requites mortals for their conduct and brings home to them their way of life. Surely God cannot act wickedly. The Almighty cannot pervert justice. Who gave him charge over the earth, or who set all the world in its place? If he were to set his mind to it, gather to himself his spirit and breath, all flesh would perish together, and mortals return to dust. And then breaking it down. So he's saying metaphysical meaning for this says, this challenges the belief that suffering is proof of divine injustice. It reminds us that the divine operates on a plane beyond human reasoning. The application for this is we must release ego-driven I can't get this word out, perceptions of fairness and truth in divine order. We gotta accept it. Okay. 16 through 20 says, now you understand. Hear this. Listen to the words I speak. Can an enemy of justice be in control? Will you condemn the supreme, just one, who says to a king, you are worthless, and to nobles, you are wicked, who neither favors the person of princes, nor respects the rich more than the poor, for they are all the work of his hands. In a moment they die, even at midnight. People are shaken and pass away. The powerful are removed without lifting a hand. Break this down. Shall even he that hath rights govern, and wilt thou condemn him that is most just? Job 34:17 says, metaphysical meaning, Job does not favor the rich, the poor, the strong, or the weak. Justice is universal law. The universe does not operate on human favoritism, but on energetic balance. Karma, cause, and effect. The application is aligning with divine will means recognizing that justice may not always be visible in the moment. And God sees everything. That's our next thing. 21 through 30. For his eyes are upon our ways, and all our steps he sees. And it says, the metaphysical meaning says, nothing escapes divine awareness. Every thought, action, and emotion is energetically recorded, like the Akashic records. Ooh, we're gonna be in trouble. No. The lesson is integrity is key, because everything we do create a ripple effect in divine order. What have you been putting out in the universe, or here and here? You know, because we get back all these thoughts. We get it back. If we're thinking negative, we're gonna get negative. We're thinking positive, we're gonna get positive. So here we go. Here's Job 37. It says, I'm gonna get it. 31 through 37. Should anyone say to God, I accept my punishment, I will offend no more. What I cannot see, teach me. If I have done wrong, I will do so no more. Would you then say that God must punish when you are disdainful? It is you who must choose, not I speak. Therefore, what you know, those who understand will say to me, all the wise who hear my views. Job speaks without knowledge. His words make no sense. Let Job be tested to the limit, since his answers are those of the impious. For he is adding rebellion to his sin by brushing off our arguments and addressing many words to God. Metaphysical Breakdown says, I'm gonna read this verse here. For thou hast added rebellion unto thy sin. He clappeth his hands among us, and multiplieth his words against God. Job 34:13 and 37. Eluha accuses Job of spiritual arrogantness. Arrogantness. I cannot say that word. Thinking he knows better than God. When we go through suffering, the key is to surrender, not resist. The lesson here is humility and trust in the divine process. Bring clarity and transformation. There's a lot of people not wanting to take what God is trying to give them. They're trying to fight against it. But you're not supposed to. You're supposed to go with the flow. The final metaphysical takeaway is God's justice is beyond human logic. What seems unfair may be part of our soul's greater evolution. Suffering is not always punishment. It can be a purification process. Spiritual discernment is necessary. We must test beliefs rather than react emotionally. Divine justice is an energetic law, not personal favoritism. The universe operates on balance. On balance. Surrender is key. Instead of questioning God's ways, align with divine wisdom. So, this was my message for everyone today who may be going through something, but they're fighting against it. But He's trying to get to you. And sometimes getting to you, you're going to suffer through it until you get what He's trying to tell you. I don't know anyone who's never suffered. You cannot fight it. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this message and the way that I'm breaking it down so that you can understand the Bible with universal law, with the spiritual breakdown. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine in the South.